Hello everyone. It's been a bit over a week since I last gave you guys an update, so it's about time we have a look at the pigeons. I know a lot of you by now would have seen Kurt's video on the Maney Lofts channel, looking at the new pigeons that we sent over. And yes, I'm just as surprised as the rest of you. The dark checker that we sent over I was sure was a hen, but it looks like it might be a cock. Keeping pigeons is full of surprises. Anyway, it's morning over here. I haven't even cleaned the cages yet, but our pairs here are due to lay eggs about now, so let's have a look. I haven't even checked yet, so you can see at the same time I do. Here with our opal pair. Nope, no egg there, but it looks like they're getting ready. These guys. Oh, yep, there's an egg in there. And he doesn't want me to have a look at it. Our tiger grizzles, I know they have 2 eggs, so I'm not going to bother them. These guys have been mating up, but no egg yet. I'm really looking forward to seeing the babies that come out of this pair. I'm sure they'll be very nice. These guys also have no eggs yet, but they have been mating, and the cock has finally decided that he wants to be a cock, so it shouldn't be too much longer. And we'll have some eggs and babies in this project. And lastly, these guys. And they haven't shown any interest at all, which is odd. I've bred from both of these guys before, so I'm not sure what their problem is. Anyway, I'm going to do some cleaning, change the waters, and then we can look at the birds some more. Alright, let's have a look at the pigeons. So, I haven't made an introduction video on this pair yet. I'll have to do that this week, because you've seen the rest of them. This is, of course, my spread recessive opal project, which includes this pair, and the pair next door that I'll show you next, the red opal and the black. So, the black hen and the other black hen, they're both sisters. Now, this is the only pair in the setup at the moment who haven't shown any interest in breeding. Which is odd, because in the past this cockbird has been very interested in breeding. I've bred from him plenty of times before, and I've bred from this hen before as well. She has young, I think she has young racing today actually. So I'm not sure what their problem is. They've even been using their nest bowl as a perch, which shows they're not even slightly interested in breeding at the moment. I might have to pull him out for a while. I'll give them a new box and see if that changes anything. Anyway, let's give them some food. I have been weaning all the birds onto the pellets, but they don't have babies at the moment, so I'm just going to give them a little bit of grain as a treat today. And hopefully they don't spill too much. As I said, this is the other pair in our spread recessive opal project this year. I have a few exciting updates on this project, so I really will have to get this new video made. But this pair has been pairing up. So I'm expecting eggs, maybe even today. Maybe there might be an update in the next couple of days and you'll have 2 eggs in here as well. But this cock last year has paired up to the hen, the black hen who I just showed you with the grizzle cock. So he also has young racing today. Anyway, let's feed these guys and look at the rest. I'm very happy that these guys have laid. This of course is our project to produce a yellow racing pigeon. And there is a chance that we might get a yellow out of this pair. I think, doing some quick maths, it's about a 20% chance, so maybe 1 in 5 of the babies might be a yellow. So we might have to do a few rounds to get one. But of course, it needs a chromosomal crossover to occur for us to breed a yellow out of this pair. Which is something I've been promising to explain in a pigeon genetics video for months, and I will do it. But here they are. Anyway, let's feed these guys and move on to the next. Down here are our crowd favourites, our tiger grizzles. It's still a bit dark in this box at the moment. I usually film in the afternoon when the sun's reached this section of the yard, but it's morning at the moment. So the sun hasn't reached here yet, unfortunately. But these guys have 2 eggs, and I'm really sure we're going to get a tiger grizzle out of them now. Which will be really nice to finally have a tiger grizzle of my own to use in my breeding project. As you probably know, these pigeons aren't mine. I've borrowed them off a friend of mine. But I'm looking forward to having one of my own that we can show in the videos for years to come. Down here is our controversial pair. Half of you guys are convinced he's a crossbred, and half of you think he's amazing. And of course he's paired up to our young stipper hen. If you've been watching the channel for a while now, you'll know that I've had this hen for almost a year, and you can see how much she's changed. That's the amazing thing about the stipper gene. They change so much over their life. This hen was almost white when I got her, and now she's got, what would you say, maybe 5% flecking? And as she gets older and older, she'll get darker and darker, until eventually she might just look like a grizzle or a pied. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what type of babies these guys produce. If I get a spread brown stipper, because that is my goal, to get a spread brown with the stipper gene, I'll be really happy with that. And of course, no matter what colour these babies come out, they will be racing next year. And then these guys. I just cleaned up, and they've dropped that on me. Anyway, of course, this is the grizzle and the hen that carries Ember. And when I first introduced these guys, I said that the cock wasn't showing any interest at all. He was paired up to another cock in the other loft, but he has finally decided that he's going to pair up with this hen, and I've seen them mating up, so it won't be very long and then we'll get some eggs out of these guys. And before we finish, I will also just drop some pink powder in with all the pairs. I'm just going to drop a little bit into their grit container in all the pairs. And this is not an ideal way to do it. I would much rather have a dedicated powder bowl, maybe a communal one in the middle of the stock loft that they can all have access to. But this is really all I have room for at the moment. It's not an ideal setup. And hopefully it's not too long before I can move house, set up a real loft, and show you guys how I would ideally do things. I do like to make sure though that none of the pigeons miss out on any essential vitamins or nutrients, because we want our babies to grow up as strong as possible. Anyway, that's about all for today. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. I'm always happy to take some viewer suggestions.